What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. We had to take a small break. There was new music that dropped. There was some shit that happened in the underground and made a video about. But it's time to get back and start having a fun time again because the gathering is inching ever so much closer. And for those who are not familiar with super famous fun time guys, we gotta fucking put reviews out there so you guys know what to expect when you go to the gathering. Make sure you take your super soakers with you and have a fucking good time in that crowd during their set. So today we're going to be taking a look at Don't Hug Me From the Front. If you have not watched my review for Mom's Not Offended, Mom's Not Offended, She's Concerned, I had said in there that Joker's Gallery had hit me up about, for a while now people have been asking me about fucking with A.X.E, what my thoughts on them were, and I'd always said that I wasn't feeling them. Well, he reached out to me and he said, I know you don't fuck with A.X.E, check out these guys, they're dope, and he told me to go check out Mom's Not Offended, She's Concerned. I loved that track, or I loved that album, had a fun time, literally, pun intended, so I immediately just went backwards, which is why we're doing these reviews backwards, because that's what I did. I hit up their discography backwards, and once I got to Don't Hug Me From the Front, and I listened to the title track, I was 1,000% sold. Like, I already had a fun time with Mom's Not Offended, and I was already hooked at that point. This just kind of took it, put it in a box, buried it in the ground, covered it in cement, like it was cemented right then and there. I fucking love these guys. So let's jump into this. There you have the disc, the CD. This is available right now over on Zoolmart, which is Long Live Evil's Big Cartel website page where you can get all the merch, which, if you like what you hear, definitely go pick it out. But yeah, this album, fucking fun time. I fell in love with this album. I think I've seen a lot of people, because I've been watching Five Piece for a minute. They talk a lot about this album and they praise it. They've done, there's like several videos out there just about this album, because it's just, this is their Great Malenko. This is their Almighty. Like, everybody kind of goes to those albums and say, yo, this is what got me hip to them. This is what got me hip to them. I would say that's the case with Don't Hug Me From the Front. If you've watched my review for the White Background Canceled Music, aka White Background Terrible Music, they were working on that project when they got signed to LLE. They ended up changing direction, and this is the album they went with. And, as much as I love White Background Terrible Music, I think they made a good call here, because this gave such a wide range of what they're trying to do, and just, I think a lot of people fuck with that. It really gives me old school ICP Psychopathic Record vibes, like old school Twisted vibes. Like, they're out here just to have fun. They're not taking themselves serious at all. And that's what I like. It's just fun. So let's stop rambling on. Let's jump into the actual fucking album itself. So that is the front. Artwork done by 8-Legs. That's where he's most known for. And I guess the joke is that's where the famous comes from, is because 8-Legs is well known for his art. And Whipstick is just there to have fun. Which, hey, it's cool. It's cool. We'll open it up to the inside. There you have the both of them on the disc. Pop this off here. There you have them again. I went and found an interview on Faygo Lovers recently, because I realized I wasn't going and doing as much research as I could have. Just trying to make sure I know everything I need to know when I go into reviews, because I guess I don't want to look like a fool going into these reviews not knowing the proper knowledge, and to constantly be like, yo, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, Whipstick's already commented on both reviews that I've dropped, and I'm dreading that DM that they were talking about in the anniversary episode of this album, where, oh fuck, I'm gonna fuck up his name. It's Twisted History, but what's his name? I forget his actual name, but I guess he's been hit up by Whipstick. Whipstick's been like, I guess the joke is that Whipstick will hit you up in your DMs if you're spreading misinformation or if you're incorrect. So I'm dreading that DM of Whipstick coming and fucking telling me, yo, you fucked up, motherfucker. So I'm trying to make sure I bring my knowledge correctly. Come over here. You got, I don't know if I'll read this or not, but I'll put it in frame for you guys. Like, this is just kind of like the whole vibe of them. It's kind of like, fuck you, we're having fun. And then you got a plug there for the Necronomicon 2 from Al Azul Ilu. We will set this down just for un momento. To open it up on the inside, there you have all your song credits. And one thing I was talking about in both of my reviews is Dubs. So Dubs was kind of like an unofficial third member. And from everybody that I've talked to, he's basically like the Legs Diamond of Super Famous Fun Time Guys. Like, he's on a track on here, which I think is really fucking dope. We didn't touch on it too much on the white background because I had said I was gonna mention it more here. But we'll flip it over to the back with the track list, which is Tokyo Smoothies with Bob.
Can I get a hug, though? No, you can get your fucking hand on the door handle and get the fuck out of my car, though. Bring it in. No. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm gonna hug you. No, you're not.
Don't hug me from the front.
Truly hope your life is all bad, cause you're a cunt. And if we ever cross paths, don't you hug me from the front.
I hope you eat a bowl of poop, dude. I hope your fucking feet are hurting from your new shoes.
Up for grabs.
Call off the following day, friendly just to make sure we dug it deep enough.
You
Great
ever
for
had a
us.
three-way, got this kind of off of eBay. If you really wanna be sad.
Could have played Fallout.
Spending all my chips, I'm feeling sick, going broke. Wow, coke down. Need another line if you don't mind. I don't know about how I'm gonna drive and stay alive.
Lucha, Florida.
Lucha, Florida. AKA Ohio, day to day feels like a trial. Safe to say we're razor blades, make up most of our fucking pile. You can get boned in the yard like a Taker versus Styles. If you
Squad Up.
Hey, it's just what we do here in the underground.
That's why so odd and wild. Wanted rough shot with a chainsaw and a go-kart on the boulevard. Chop body parts like off on.
Alright.
It'll be alright. Yes, they will be alright. Yeah, shout out to these artists being shady and intimidated, playing at the knot, but they gon' talk like they.
Muerta Murta.
Wait, you're just gonna do a song that's like 2 minutes long?
Yo, it's 2 fucking minutes, man. It's catchy, it's short.
Nah, that's stupid.
I don't give a fuck.
Real shit, I'm on some ill shit. I wanna kill shit. Hit you with a
Hide and Seek After Sunset.
high five. I'll leave you hanging like you Chris Cornell. Sorry.
Darkness swarming, all in portion, hating pain at night. Blood is pouring, you're endorphin.
In the Alleyway.
I ain't gonna kill you instantly. I admit it, signed up for a TikTok just to film you dying with it. Bad lobsters parent in the alleyway. I am the manager Karen in the alleyway. I thought you'd deaf.
Brainless.
Fuck your face with us, we made a glove basket in your horror, yeah, we call it a fun time. Yeah, fuck off, bitch, you ain't gonna make it to sunrise.
I hope you're having a fun time.
Talk to Me.
I just wanna get away, but this jacket is straight. So how can I heal if I can never escape? Another day passed, another mark on the wall. How long these days last, I keep marking them all. Talk to
We're Being Creepy.
Yo, who? Is it one of our friends?
I don't have any friends.
I don't know if it's one of your fucking friends.
If it ain't one of our friends, tell them to fuck off.
Off.
Okay.
Off. Tell
And I Like My Friends.
It ain't all bad, I didn't mean to offend ya. I still tell your girl what's up when I scroll through Tinder. I like my friends, but I don't like you. I don't like your face or your mood, my dude. Ain't a world gon'
Now, like I said, this album right here cemented me being a fan of these guys. I've revisited that title track, Don't Hug Me From the Front, so many fucking times. If you follow me on Instagram, at the beginning of June, I think it was the beginning of June, I put out like my 6 months of most played music so far on Apple Music, and that track is in like the top, I want to say the 25. It was one of the top songs because I've just listened to it so many fucking times. It's got like a catchy beat and hook, but the context of the song is, you know, whenever you've had a friendship that's just fallen out, like, fuck you, kiss my ass. Like, don't hug me from the front. You kiss my fucking ass, and I hope your life sucks. When I first listened to this album and I got to that hook and I got to the part where Dubs is like talking about, I hope you eat a bowl of poop, dude. Like, when I got to that part, I was just laughing, and that was kind of the moment where they were pouring the cement on me and just like locking me in as a fan. I want to say with this album, before I give out my top 5, there are 2 tracks on here that I have a tendency to skip. It's not that I don't like them. It's that I song jump a little bit on this album at times. But when I go and I listen to this front to back, I listen to them just fine. But the two that I have a tendency to skip is Up for Grabs and Could Have Played Fallout. I don't know what it is about those two tracks that give me that urge. I haven't really narrowed down why, but those are two that I've been known to skip. So let's talk about my top 5 tracks. And this is tough. There's a lot of fucking dope music here, so I might just give a top 5 and then do like some honorable mentions, if you will. But Don't Hug Me From the Front is definitely in my top 5. This is tough. I didn't come in here prepared with what I wanted to say was my favorites. All Right, I really like. Muerta Muerta is really good. Brainless is fucking dope. I guess that track right there is what introduced like a lot of people to Super Famous Fun Time Guys, because obviously it has Billy Obey, and it was kind of used as the first single to promote the Super Famous Fun Time Guys and being signed to LLE. And then my 5th track is Talk to Me. And Talk to Me, if you've watched the most recent Juggalo Talk, I use that as the intro. Like every time I would listen to that song, I would just kind of hear it, because I've been doing Juggalo Talk kind of off and on for a year. You know, I'm not a steady podcaster, or I don't really do a shit ton of live streams. It's just not the format I typically use when I do my content here. But so I've been doing it off and on for a year, and hearing that track, I was like, yo, this feels like an intro, because the whole premise is, yo, we're all juggalos, let's talk to me. That was kind of where my head was at, and I was like, I gotta make this into an intro. So I fucking toyed with that for a long time. Brainless, I would probably say Brainless is my favorite off of the album, purely because it gets in my head the most, and it's probably been listened to one of the most, if not the most. Don't Hug Me From the Front is up there neck and neck with it, of how many times I've listened to, what I've listened to the most off of this album. But Muerta Muerta, I talked about it in White Background Terrible Music. Cancel Music, however you want to call it. I'm just going to call it Terrible Music, because that was the original title of the album. But listening to that, I can see why they took it from that project and put it on this one. And on White Background, they called it Kill Feces, Kill Shit. This here, when you translate it, it actually is Murder Shit, which is so much doper of a name. I think Kill Feces is an awesome name, but that title right there, when you translate it, is literally Murder Shit. And what I love about this song is they kind of poke fun a little bit at horrorcore. And if you've been kind of noticing, I've been bringing up that I'm not the hardcore horrorcore fan I used to be. Like, I still fuck with a lot of wicked shit, but it's, you know, I gotta sometimes be in the right mood and mindset to listen to horrorcore music. And this track right here just felt like it was kind of poking at it, you know, because they're in the chorus, they're literally, is this too typical? Are we original? No, not even a little. It's really fucking dope. And then going into Whipstick's verse, you have, and did I talk about this shit on the White Background review? I feel like I brought all of this up on the White Background review. But Whipstick comes in, and he's like, what do you want me to say? And 8 Legs is like, I don't know, something horrorcore. I just thought that was so fucking funny. I thought that was hilarious. And then, you know, at the very end, they kind of poke fun at Dubs. He's like, am I even in the group? We're like, we don't fucking know. I just thought the whole fucking song is great. All Right, really good. That's basically like a fuck you love letter to people that have doubted or talk shit about them. Great. It's basically a diss track to the haters, which I love. You know, I like it a lot. The song closes off with, you know, I hope all their kids develop polio, which, you know, you don't really hear about polio anymore. That's some old shit. What else did I say? Don't Hug Me From the Front, fucking great. There's just so many good fucking tracks on here. It's just a really good fucking album. Squad Up, perfectly good song for Blaze to be on. Like, listening to that beat, I'm like, they had to have heard that beat and been like, we need Blaze on this. This sounds like a Blaze beat. Which, yeah, he fucking killed it on there. We're Being Creepy. I like that skit. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about in this was kind of bring up what I felt they could have left off of this album and still brought from White Background. I really like Fade, and I really like ALL, which thank you, Whip, for letting me know what that acronym is for. It's a lesson learned, or life lesson learned. Well, a life lesson. Fuck, what was it? He put it in the fucking comments, and I totally forgot what it was. It's either a life lesson or a lesson learned. I don't remember. God damn it. I'm fucking up. I'm gonna get a DM now. I better not get a DM. Whipstick, don't DM me. But I like those two tracks a lot, and I feel like they could have still fit on this album, because when you listen to this and you kind of look at like the way that this kind of flows, you have your fun tracks up front. It closes with a fun track, but it opens and kind of comes. It starts off with the fun tracks, and then right about where Muerta Mierda is, it sort of starts to switch, and you start getting more of the wicked shit side of it. You know, Hide and Seek After Sunset is Ala Zulilu with them. It's basically the first LLE's Posse track, which they all fucking killed on there. Yo, Joey Black. Let's just say, if you watched my Ala Zulilu reviews, and I forget which one I did it in, I mentioned that, you know, everybody kind of always has their favorite, and Joey Black was very quickly becoming my favorite. This track, he fucking kills it without even fucking spitting bars. He's just like, yo, seriously, you woke me up for this, Bill?
For real, Bill? Fucking woke me up for this shit? The fuck am I doing here? Fuck you, Whip. Here's your fucking collab.
And he's just talking shit about the famous Funtime guys. Like, they are the whipping boys, and I love it. I'm here for it. They're just here to have a fucking, like, LLE is here to just have a good time. This is like fucking Psychopathic in their glory days, like late 90s, early 2000s. Like, they were just having fun making music, not taking themselves fucking serious. They were just making music for the fans that love it. They weren't making it to become famous. That's exactly the vibes that I get from LLE. They're just here to fucking make music for the fans that love their music, and that's why so many people are fucking gravitating towards them, you know. What was I saying? The fuck was that? Oh, it starts to transition into more of the horrorcore side of it, you know, In the Alleyway and Brainless, Talk to Me. But why We're Being Creepy feels kind of important. If you listen at the beginning of Mom's Not Offended, like that track and this track, they kind of tie together. But where was I going with this? Scatterbrain like a motherfucker. Oh, I was talking about tracks from White Background that I feel like could have made it here. I definitely would have loved to have seen Fade and A Lesson Learned make it on here, just because I feel like they would fit towards the end of the album. You know, maybe after Talk to Me, have Fade play, have... No, you know what? I take that back, because Talk to Me plays into We're Being Creepy pretty well. I feel like maybe before Brainless, have Fade play, have A Lesson Learned play, and then I think it was a life lesson. I really do. I'm so fucking stuck on that. Jesus Christ. I'm scatterbrained like a motherfucker. I need to wrap this goddamn review up, because I'm scatterbrained like a motherfucker. But I feel like those two tracks could have made it here, and those are like my favorite tracks off of White Background. And, you know, like I said, the two songs that I tend to skip up for grabs could have played Fallout. Maybe those could have just been moved to the next album. I don't know. Like I said, they're the one songs that I have the tendency to skip, so they're the two I could see removed from this to allow the two tracks from White Background to make it. Again, not saying that those were bad tracks. They're just the ones I have a tendency to skip, and I do not know why. I just don't know what it is about them that gives me the tendency to want to skip them. But all in all, this album is fucking fantastic. If there's only one album you go listen to from the Super Famous Funtime guys prior to The Gathering, it's this one right here, because it's got that nice mix of what they're about, like having fun, being goofy, having like radio type songs when really you listen to the lyrics and it's not radio friendly in the slightest. But then it's got that wicked shit in there, and I imagine they'll play a good chunk of this album at The Gathering. So yeah, if you've heard Don't Hug Me From the Front, tell me down below what your favorite tracks are. If you haven't heard the album, go check the album out. Trust me. If you're still not feeling it, it's still not quite your cup of tea, at least you gave it a try, right? So, yeah, tell me down below what you guys think about Don't Hug Me from the Front. Hit up the Store Frontier link in the description down below to go buy a t-shirt and support me if you would like. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.